All right, you guys, what we're gonna do next is we're going to sew all the raw edges of the apron. So I have the main apron, right? Here's the apron. I'm gonna sew all the raw edges. So every single edge along here, along here, along here, along here, and so on. What we're gonna do is we're not gonna pivot. So I'm gonna actually, when I sew an edge, I've already sewn one edge, you guys can see right here. So I've sewn the bottom, okay? This is all 5/8, right? Lined up on my needle plate right here, my stitch plate. So I'm going to sew just a straight stitch all the way along. I'm not gonna do a back stitch and you're gonna see why later on, because we're gonna fold it and you're actually not gonna see the stitch eventually. So we don't have to have a back stitch on this one. So I'm just gonna do a stitch all the way along the end. And then what I did is I stop, I'm gonna cut my threads and I'm gonna restart. Then I'm gonna do 5/8 along this whole edge, along this edge, and so on. So I just did the bottom, as I just said. I'm gonna go ahead and do the top now. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do the top, and then you're gonna continue doing every single side of this, okay? So here's my top. I wanna line this up with my needle plate on the 5/8. And you guys remember, my sewing machine is already ready to go. I have my top thread already threaded through, my bobbin is already in there, and that thread's already through. I'm ready to sew. So I'm gonna take my top part of my apron, and I'm gonna put underneath my presser foot, and I'm gonna line this edge up with the 5/8. Once it's lined up, put the presser foot down, okay? I'm gonna pull these threads, and my first couple of stitches, I wanna hold on to these threads so they don't get tangled up. Once a couple stitches are in, then I can let go and really guide my fabric. Don't forget, you guys, I'm not pulling or pushing, I'm just guiding to keep this edge along the 5/8, okay? As you guys get closer to the end, you're gonna start to feel the fabric kind of pull to the left. You can put your hand back here or back here to really kind of guide it to the right. It's gonna try and pull this way. You want to try and keep that line with your 5/8, okay? Once I get close to my edge, I'm right at the end, I'm going to lift my presser foot up, and I'm going to I can try and pull if it's stuck. So my fabric and thread are stuck, I'm just gonna use my hand wheel, turn it towards me until it gets loose. I have to go down one more time, there we go. And then it should pull right out. Take my scissors and cut off this right here. So I have another 5/8 done, okay? So my top of my apron is done. The bottom is done with the 5/8. Now I'm gonna do my sides. So you guys continue to do that. I'm gonna go along the side of my apron, 5/8 all along here. Then I'll do the other straight edge, which is on this side, 5/8 along here. And then I'll do my, the curvy part. You guys, with the curvy part, you guys can do it. Just again, line it up with the 5/8 and then just watch the edge of the fabric, and you're just gonna turn, you're gonna kind of turn your fabric so you can stay along that curve, okay? I'm not gonna show that to you. You guys can do this. Line it up with the 5/8 and just do the curve along there. And so you're gonna have every single edge done on this. I just finished sewing all of my raw edges. So when you guys do that, you want to clip off all of your extra thread too. So I shouldn't have any loose threads. So as you can see, this raw edge is done. Then this raw edge. So I've gone over. See how it made it a crisscross here? It's okay. That raw edge. So all the raw edges are finished with no loose thread anywhere. Okay, now on to the next step.